On December 20th, 2025, the United States Coast Guard executed a high-risk maritime interdiction in international waters east of Barbados. The target, an oil tanker named Centuries, loaded with an estimated 2 million barrels of Venezuelan crude oil and reportedly en route to China. The operation was announced by U.S. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem on her official X account. The vessel had departed from Venezuela's Jose terminal and was under suspicion of operating as part of a shadow fleet used to transport sanctioned oil through falsified registries and deceptive maritime practices. The Centuries was not on any official U.S. sanctions list at the time of its interdiction. However, U.S. intelligence sources linked the vessel to Satautijana Oil Trading, a China-based entity mentioned in confidential PDVSA documents. This company has emerged as a major player in circumventing international sanctions against the Maduro regime. U.S. officials identified the vessel's use of deceptive flagging, concealed ownership structures, and AIS transponder manipulation, all indicators that the Centuries was operating as part of Venezuela's expanding shadow fleet. With a crew of approximately 40 personnel, mostly Chinese nationals, the vessel presented not only a logistical challenge, but also a diplomatic flashpoint. The interdiction was led by U.S. Coast Guard surface elements supported by airborne surveillance and insertion teams. A key component of the mission was the MH-60T Jayhawk helicopter, the Coast Guard's primary rotary wing platform for long-range, high-risk maritime operations. The MH-60T is adapted from the Navy's Seahawk and features radar, FLIR sensors, encrypted comms, and a 600-pound capacity rescue hoist. With a range exceeding 300 nautical miles, the Jayhawk provided aerial overwatch and insertion capability, allowing operators to fast rope directly onto the deck of the Centuries under operational cover. Its role in this mission was critical, from real-time surveillance to insertion and air command coordination, giving U.S. forces the ability to control the tactical environment and respond rapidly to any resistance. While the U.S. government has not confirmed the exact unit involved, analysts suggest the boarding may have been executed by a light detachment from the Coast Guard's Maritime Security Response Team, or MSRT, the service's elite tactical force. MSRT units are trained for non-compliant boardings, ship takedowns, counter-terrorism operations, and high-value interdictions. These operators undergo intensive training in close-quarters combat, helicopter fast roping, dynamic entry, and maritime breaching. They deploy with suppressed M4 carbines, sidearms, night vision gear, and full tactical communications capability. Their mission: secure the vessel, detain the crew, and confirm the cargo manifest. With 40 foreign nationals on board and the potential for diplomatic fallout, the boarding was carried out with precision and restraint. The operation concluded with U.S. forces taking full control of the Centuries without incident. The vessel was placed under American custody pending investigation into sanctions violations and maritime law offenses. China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs reacted swiftly, condemning the operation as an illegal use of force in international waters and accusing Washington of extraterritorial overreach. The Venezuelan government echoed this position, labeling the seizure an act of piracy and pledging to raise the issue at the United Nations Security Council. U.S. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem defended the operation, stating, "This is a clear message to any vessel using deception to traffic sanctioned oil, U.S. maritime forces will not allow shadow fleets to operate with impunity. This statement reflects a growing U.S. enforcement posture, not just relying on lists and designations, but targeting vessels based on behavioral intelligence, deception indicators, and real-time surveillance. The interception of the century signals a doctrinal shift in how the United States enforces maritime sanctions. By integrating Coast Guard, Navy, and Homeland Security assets, Washington is building a layered maritime interdiction architecture across the Caribbean and Atlantic. Tools like the MH-60T Jayhawk provide persistent overwatch and rapid response. Tactical units like MSRT offer the precision and force needed to safely seize and inspect high-risk vessels. Together, they form a flexible enforcement package capable of responding to dynamic threats in international waters. As Venezuela leans on shadow fleets and China expands its energy corridors, tankers have become high-value targets in the geopolitical contest over enforcement, sovereignty, and energy flows. With this operation, the United States has demonstrated its willingness to confront sanctions evasion at sea with tactical force and legal authority. The message is unmistakable. False flags, manipulated registries, and opaque ownership will no longer shield vessels from interdiction. More actions like this are expected as the U.S. steps up enforcement efforts in the Caribbean basin and beyond. For now, the Centuries remains under American control, its cargo impounded, and its role in sanctions evasion under investigation. This operation may mark the beginning of a new era in U.S. maritime enforcement, where law, intelligence, and power projection converge on the high seas.